Hi children, hope you all are fine and safe at your home. I am Prabhita from NMS Kakancheri. I am your social science teacher. I am teaching geography and economics to you. So today I am going to start geography second chapter, physical divisions of India. Chapter 2, physical divisions of India. Okay, you have already learned that India is a vast country with varied landform. Suppose you are living in a plain area, you are familiar with plain land. Suppose you are living in a hilly area, mountains and valleys are the common features. So today's class we are going to discuss about different physical features of India. You already learned what are the physical features in your lower classes. Which are the different physical features of India? Yes, mountains, plains, desert, plateau, coastal plains, islands. These are the physical features of India. So to study in detail about these physical features of India, we should know where these physical features are located on a map. So we can find out where is the location of these physical features. Okay, this is the physical map of India. So now we are going to discuss where is these physical features are located. So first physical feature is mountains. Mountains. Yes, so here the northernmost part of India, it is mountains. So you know Himalaya mountain, northern mountain, it is in the northern border of India. Okay, so now first we studied where is mountain. So in the northern border of India it is mountain. Okay, then second one is plains. Second physical feature is plains. Plains. Yes, the just below of northern mountain, you can see a green colored area, you can see plains indicate green color in the map. So this green colored area you can see it is in the south of northern mountain. South of the northern mountain it is plains. Okay, so second one is plains. Then third one we have to locate desert. Where is desert in India? Yes, desert is in Rajasthan and some part of Gujarat. You know what is the name of Indian desert? Great Indian Desert or Thar Desert. Okay, so we know here is Rajasthan and here is Gujarat. So this part Rajasthan and some part of Gujarat have desert. So third physical feature is desert. Next is plateau. Plateau. Here you can see a triangle shaped area. Here it is a triangle shaped area you can see in brown color. It covers most of the states in India. So triangle shaped this area is plateaus. Okay, plateaus are the triangle shaped areas. Plateaus. Plateaus. Okay, next we have to find out where is islands. There are two island groups are there. First one is Andaman and Nicobar Island and second one is Lakshadweep. So next physical feature is islands. Yes, there are two island groups are there, Andaman and Nicobar Island. It is in the eastern side of India. That means it is in the Bay of Bengal. And next one is Lakshadweep. It is in the western side of India and it is in Arabian Sea. Then next we have to find out where is coastal plains. So there are two coastal plains. First one is eastern coastal plains and another one is western coastal plains. So next we can find out where is coastal plains. Coastal plains. So here these two sides of India there are some continuous stretches of hills. They are called Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat. Eastern Ghat is here and Western Ghat is here. So coastal plains means it will be near the sea or ocean, isn't it? Okay, so eastern coastal plains are in between Eastern Ghat and Bay of Bengal. Eastern coastal plains are in between Eastern Ghat and Bay of Bengal, and western coastal plains are in between Western Ghat and Arabian Sea. So these are the two coastal plains of India, and now we told these three sides you can see. Here is Bay of Bengal, here is Arabian Sea, and here also covered by ocean. That means Indian Ocean is in the southern part of India. So these three sides of India covered by water, and one side is land. This part is covered by land. So we can say India is a peninsula. So peninsula means what? Peninsula means three sides are covered by sea and one side is land. That is called peninsula. I hope everybody understood how to locate these physical divisions on map. Now you may think how these landforms are formed. These landforms are formed by some of the geological process like weathering, deposition, erosion, etc. Then there are many theories. Earth scientists explained many theories about the formation of landforms. One of the most important theory among that is theory of plate tectonic. Now we can discuss what is the theory of plate tectonic. Theory of plate tectonic. This theory is formulated by Alfred Wegener. According to this theory, Earth crust is made up of some minor and major plates. When tectonic plates are there, so you may think, what is this tectonic plate? What is tectonic plates? Lithosphere is divided into some small pieces. Lithosphere means we know we are living on the outermost layer of the earth, that is lithosphere. It means crust. So lithosphere is divided into small pieces. Small pieces are called tectonic plate. So theory of tectonic plates says about there are 7 major and minor plates. Earth crust is made up of 7 major and minor plates. These tectonic plates are, first one is Pacific plate. Second one is African plate. Third one is North American plate. Next one is South American plate. And next one is Eurasian plate. And next Australian plate. And last one is Antarctican plate. So these are the 7 tectonic plates. Then this theory of tectonic plates says about 3 theories. That are, first one is convergent margin, second one is divergent margin, and third one is transform boundary. Now there are 3 theories. Three theories are there. First one is convergent boundary or convergent margin. Second one is divergent boundary. divergent boundary. Third one is transform boundary. Transform boundary. These three are the theories related with theories of tectonic plates. So first we can discuss about convergent boundary or convergent margin. So what is convergent margin? Convergent boundary means this tectonic plates, every year these tectonic plates move just a millimeter due to the molten magma inside the earth. So convergent margin means when these two tectonic plates are coming together, it form convergent boundary or convergent margin. When the two tectonic plates coming together, it form convergent margin or convergent boundary. Two tectonic plates coming together. Yes, coming together. It form convergent boundary. Next we can discuss what is divergent boundary. Just opposite of convergent boundary is divergent boundary. That means when these two tectonic plates move away each other, it form divergent boundary. So the divergent boundary, how can we draw? When the two tectonic plates move away. When the two tectonic plates move away each other, it form divergent boundary. Two tectonic plates move away each other, it form divergent boundary. Next one is transform boundary. Sometime this when these tectonic plates move towards each other, it may collide or horizontally past each other. That means when the two tectonic plates come towards each other, sometime it may collide or it horizontally slide each other. That is called the transform boundary. I think you understood theories of tectonic plates. There are three theories about tectonic plates: convergent boundary, divergent boundary, transform boundary. So first one, convergent boundary. The convergent boundary, when the two tectonic plates move towards each other, it form convergent boundary. When the two tectonic plates move away each other, it form divergent boundary. Third one, transform boundary. When the tectonic plates come towards each other, sometime it may collide or sometime it horizontally past each other. That goes to the formation of transform boundary. I think everybody understood theory of tectonic plates. Now we can discuss about the formation of Himalaya. Our next topic is formation of Himalaya. Yes, you already learned there are 7 continents, isn't it? But earlier there was only one continent. It was known as Pangaea. So there were only one continent earlier. It was known as Pangaea. The northern part of Pangaea was known as Angara. Northern part is known as Angara, and southern part of Pangaea was known as Gondwana land. The south or southern part is known as Gondwana land. India, Australia, South Africa and South America are the part of Gondwana land. India, Australia, South America and South Africa. Africa were the part of this Gondwana land. Due to the conventional current inside the earth, the Indo-Australian plates separated from Gondwana land due to the conventional current inside the earth. The Indo-Australian plate separated from Gondwana land and it moved towards north. Understood? Due to the conventional current inside the earth. This Indo-Australian plates separated from Gondwana land and it moved towards the north. Due to this northward movement, it collided with the Eurasian plate. Then, result of it, sedimentary rocks are formed. These sedimentary rocks got accumulated again and it caused to the formation of Himalaya. Understood how the Himalayas are formed? Okay. Once again I will say, earlier there was only one continent, it was Pangaea. The northern part of Pangaea was known as Angara and the southern part was known as Gondwana land. Due to the conventional current inside the earth, the Indo-Australian plate separated from Gondwana land and it moved towards the north. Due to this northernward movement, it collided with the Eurasian plate and it caused to the formation of sedimentary rocks. The sedimentary rocks got accumulated again and it caused the formation of Himalaya. I think everybody understood how these Himalayas are formed. You know children, India is a land of different diversities. You studied different diversities like linguistic diversity, religious diversity, cultural diversity, etc. Besides all these diversities, India has some geographical diversities also. So now we are going to discuss about these geographical diversities in detail. Okay, so first we can discuss about Himalaya mountain. Himalaya mountain. Himalaya mountain. Himalaya is the youngest fold mountain in the world. Youngest fold mountain. So I already taught you what is theory of tectonic plates. In that theory I told about convergent margin. So convergent margin means when these two tectonic plates are coming towards each other, it sometimes collide or compress. Due to this compression, some fold may occur. That is the reason for the formation of fold mountain. So Himalaya is the youngest fold mountain. Himalaya stretches the northern border of India. It lies between Indus and Brahmaputra river. It covers the distance of 2400 km and the width of it is 400 km in Kashmir and 150 km in Arunachal Pradesh. So it covers the distance of 2400 km. And how its width? Yes, its width varies from 400 km in Kashmir and 150 km in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. So this much is about northern mountain. Then these northern mountains are divided into 3 parallel ranges. That means Himalaya consists of 3 parallel ranges. Now we are going to discuss about 3 parallel ranges in Himalaya. Hope you all understood about the distance and width all about the Himalaya. Now we can discuss what are the 3 parallel ranges in Himalaya. Parallel ranges in Himalaya. Parallel ranges in Himalaya. Himalaya consists of 3 parallel ranges. First one is Greater Himalaya, second one is Lesser Himalaya, third one is Outer Himalaya. So first one is Greater Himalaya. Greater Himalaya. Second one is Lesser Himalaya. Lesser Himalaya. And third one is Outer Himalaya. Outer Himalaya. So first we can discuss about Greater Himalaya. First we can discuss about Greater Himalaya. Greater Himalayas are also known as Himadri. It is also known as Himadri. It is the northernmost part of Himalaya. It is the northern part of Himalayas are known as Greater Himalaya. It is also known as Himadri, and it average height of it is 6,000 meter. Average height of it is 6,000 meter, and many prominent peaks are situated in the Greater Himalaya. So hope you all understood what is Greater Himalaya. Next we can discuss what is Lesser Himalaya. Lesser Himalayas are also known as Himachal. It is also known as Himachal. And it lie on the south of Greater Himalaya. It lying on the south of Greater Himalaya. South of Greater Himalaya. So Lesser Himalayas are also known as Himachal, and it lies the south of the Greater Himalaya, and its altitude varies from 3,700 and 4,500 meter. Its altitude varies from 3,700 and 4,500. Its altitude varies from 3,700 and 4,500 meter, and its width varies from 50 kilometer. Its width varies from 50 kilometer. Its altitude varies from 3,700 and 4,500 meter, and its width varies from 50 kilometer. And this one of the most important and longest range in Himalaya is Pirpanjal range. Pirpanjal range is the longest range in Himalaya. Another important ranges here are Dhauladhar and Mahabharat ranges are the next prominent ranges here, and this Himalaya is famous for its hill stations. Hope you all understood about Lesser Himalaya. So Lesser Himalayas are also called Himachal. It lies on the south of Greater Himalaya, and its altitude varies from 3,700 and 4,500 meter, and its width varies from 50 kilometer. And Pirpanjal range is the longest range in Lesser Himalaya, and Dhauladhar and Mahabharat ranges are another prominent ranges situated in this Himalaya. And hope you all got the idea about Lesser Himalaya. Next we can discuss about Outer Himalaya. Okay, this is third range of parallel range of Himalaya. It is Outer Himalaya. It is the outermost range of Himalaya. It is also called Shivalik. It is also called Shivalik. Then its altitude varies from 900 to 1100 meter, and its width varies from 10 to 50 kilometer. So it is also called Shivalik. Its altitude varies from 900 to 1100 meter, and its width varies from 10 to 50 kilometer, and it is thickly covered by gravel and alluvium deposited by rivers. Then it is famous for some dunes. What is dunes? Dunes. It is famous for dunes. Dunes means the longitudinal valley between Lesser Himalaya and Outer Himalaya. That means longitudinal valley between Lesser Himalaya and Outer Himalayas are called dunes. So some of the most important dunes are Kotli dunes, Patli dunes, and Dara Dune. Dara dunes are the examples for the dunes. I hope everybody understood what is Outer Himalaya. Okay, next apart from this, besides all these longitudinal divisions, Himalaya is also divided on the basis of region from west to east. So next our topic is how the Himalayas are divided on the basis of region from west to east. From west to east. Yes, this Himalayas are again divided on the basis of region from west to east. It demarcated by some river valleys. For example, the Himalaya lying between Indus and Sutlej river is known as Punjab Himalaya. So first one is Punjab Himalaya. The Sutlej and Indus is known as Punjab Himalaya. So the Himalaya lie between the ranges in Himalaya lying between the Sutlej river and Indus river is known as Punjab Himalaya. Next one is the Himalaya lying between Sutlej and Kali. Kali river is known as Kumon Himalaya. Kumon Himalaya. So next one is the Himalaya lying between Sutlej and Kali river is known as Kumon Himalaya. Next the river Kali and the Himalaya lying between Kali and Tista river. Tista river is known as Nepal Himalaya. Nepal Himalaya. Then fourth one more division is there. The Himalaya lying between Tista river and Tista and Dihang river. Tista and Dihang river is known as Assam Himalaya. So these are the divisions of Himalaya on the basis of region from west to east. So Himalayas are again divided on the basis of region, that is Sutlej, that is demarcated by some river valleys. For example, the Himalaya lying between Satluj and Indus river is known as Punjab Himalaya. The Himalaya lying between Satluj and Kali river is known as Kumon Himalaya. The Himalaya lying between Kali and Tista river is known as Nepal Himalaya, and the Himalaya lying between Tista and Dihang river is known as Assam Himalaya. These are the divisions of Himalaya on the basis of region from west to east. Next we have a small topic to discuss, that is Purvajal ranges, Purvajal hills. Okay, Purvajal hills. Purvajal hills. Himalaya bends sharply to the south and it spread over eastern boundary of India. That is called Purvajal ranges. What is Purvajal ranges? Himalaya bent sharply to the south and it spread over along the eastern boundary of India. It is called Purvajal ranges or eastern hills and mountains. So some of the examples for these Purvajal hills are Patkai hills, Naga hills, Mizo hills, Manipur hills. These are the example for Purvajal hills. So this much only I am taking today. Next some more physical features we have to discuss, that we can discuss in the next class. Hope all of you understood my class. So today what are the things we learned? First we studied what are the name of the physical features, then how to locate these physical features on the map. Next we studied how the Himalaya formation of Himalaya, and we studied theory of tectonic plate in detail, and next we studied the parallel ranges in Himalaya, and finally we studied what is Purvajal hills. Okay, so this much enough for today's class. I hope all of you understood. Then you have a home assignment, that is some questions, whatever the portion we took from that. I prepared some questions that I will send through WhatsApp in our group. Okay, hope you all enjoyed my class. Thank you. Bye.